Most large language models write one token at a time, left to right. On February 24th, 2026, Inception broke that mold with Mercury 2, which it calls the first reasoning diffusion LLM. It refines an entire answer in parallel, hitting 1,009 tokens per second on NVIDIA Blackwell with just 1.7 seconds of latency, roughly 5 times faster than leading speed-optimized models. We will unpack how diffusion text works, the benchmark numbers, our honest take, and why it matters. Let's start with the core idea behind Mercury 2. Here are the essentials of Mercury 2 in plain language, what it is and why it was introduced. Mercury 2 is, per Inception, the first reasoning-capable diffusion large language model. Announced February 24, 2026, it brings diffusion, the technique behind image generators, into production-grade text reasoning rather than the usual autoregressive approach. Instead of predicting one token at a time, Mercury 2 starts with a rough sketch of the full output and iteratively denoise it. Each pass improves many tokens simultaneously, so one network evaluation does far more useful work. Inception reports 1,009 tokens per second on NVIDIA Blackwell GPUs with 1.7 seconds end-to-end latency. That is over 5 times faster than leading speed-optimized models, with Claude Haiku 4.5 reasoning cited at 23.4 seconds latency. On benchmarks, Inception lists 91.1 on AIME 2025, around 74 on GPQADI Amond, and 67.3 on LiveCodeBench. Pricing is 25 cents per million input tokens and 75 cents per million output, with OpenAI-compatible APIs. Now, let us look at why Mercury 2 matters in practice. Here is where Mercury 2 shows up in real products, teams, and decisions. We think the real story is latency, not throughput. A 1.7-second reasoning answer changes what feels possible in agents and live interfaces. Speed stops being a back-end metric and starts being something users actually feel. Earlier diffusion text models impressed on speed but stumbled on hard reasoning. Mercury 2 posting 91.1 on AIME 2025 suggests that gap is closing. We would watch whether autoregressive incumbents now treat diffusion as a serious rival. These numbers are vendor-reported. Before migrating production workloads, we recommend running your own evals on your prompts. Headline scores rarely match messy real traffic, and parallel denoising can behave differently under load. At 75 cents per million output tokens with 5 times speed, multi-step agents that were too SLOW or pricey suddenly pencil out. We expect this combination, not any single benchmark, to drive adoption among builders. Let's recap the key takeaways on Mercury 2 and what to do next. Mercury 2, launched February 24th, 2026, is presented by Inception as the first reasoning-capable diffusion large language model, moving diffusion from images into production text reasoning. Rather than generating left to right, Mercury 2 refines a full draft through denoising, improving many tokens per pass for dramatically higher efficiency per network evaluation. Inception reports 1,009 tokens per second on Blackwell GPUs and 1.7 seconds end-to-end latency, over 5 times faster than leading speed-optimized models. It scores 91.1 on AIME 2025 and 67.3 on LiveCodeBench, priced at 25 cents input and 75 cents output per million tokens through OpenAI-compatible APIs. Diffusion text models are moving fast, so if Mercury 2 sparked ideas, keep exploring with us. We break down new AI releases, frameworks, and standards in plain language over at Standarity.com. Head there for deeper guides and structure courses, and subscribe here so the next breakdown reaches you.